What to do is come over and I'm going to put one dark, one bigger tree in on the left. So I'm going to use a little bit more black, and where I had this one over here, I'm going to push this up even farther. I'm going to silhouette, and we'll start showing maybe how we bring out the shape of the foliage on the outside. So again, even if you never had an inkling of doing this one, I think sometimes as you watch those, if you're listening here, I'll kind of shut up for a minute when you hear it, because the paint's thick, you can hear it kind of a bouncy squeegee. That's what I want. I want just enough paint into there because it'll break, it'll stick, and bounce off of there. When we start getting all these little broken areas look like foliage. And look how that pushes all that back. And because we're making this a bit closer, this could be clear, maybe down even a little bit farther down here on this bank. In fact, I may actually put it down into a bank clear down in front of it here. Yeah, I kind of like that. Bring that clear down into the front. So the values are getting darker. We did the whole illusion of lights and darks. Things get a bit darker when they come toward us. So down in here, I'm making much darker value. Now look how it silhouettes that nice dark way back behind there. Again, this could be a boulder coming down. And it may just come up here and carve out a trunk. Now the trick is signing your name with the palette knife. That's a little bit trickier. Pretty little birds in the sky. You see I'm lifting out, actually lifting that up, so I didn't have to use knife on here, or paint, to put a highlight trunk. See how that pushes everything back, that nice little foliage right out here. I mean, you can put a little bit more of this out. If you notice I'm not blending. If I blend it, it'll pad all the way down, so I'm just tapping it. And I'm coming back here, I didn't like this area, so I'm going to soften this down behind it just a little. Look how it really it gets a nice L-shaped composition. I'm going to come in here with some water line and create just a little separation where water and land may meet. As we bring the water down at the bottom of the waterfall, I put a little splash. It doesn't look like a heavy waterfall, but put a little splash here. And then I'll start creating the shape again as this comes over. Now you should see a big difference how things are starting to take effect. Made some little trillers of some water, gushing water coming down off of here. I saved the white again because if you use white too much, it's like in snowfall, then you don't have much to work on your next layer. And put a little bit more light here on this rock. And to make it back with a little of this dark and bring this up a little higher over here yet. And I always say if you can take one thing that you can use over and over and over, that's a pretty cool thing. Otherwise you just have a lot of information maybe rumbling around. Oh, now see how that's starting to work through here. Just about pretty happy where we are. Now, when we say you use palette knife, you don't have to use total knife. I mean, I've had some of my students say, well, can I come back and use a brush? Well, yes, you can use your brush. We don't have the palette knife police coming after you. I'm sure there's probably some of those out there. All the other things that we're into. Okay, we'll come over here and create just another little tree in front. A little light on here. Now, if I were going to spend more time on this, then obviously I may change some of the composition and a little more swirl. But I think that's pretty well happy where we are. I'll put maybe a little light down here on this bank. Now, if you get a chance to look at the videos where you can, even though it's not in one segment, like in a DVD, where you can look at it to see where we started from the back, bringing the eye forward and forward with lights and darks. I'll come back here, maybe use a little bit more of that burnt sienna, give a little bit of color on these trees. 3 colors. Again, it doesn't have to be 3 colors, it can be whatever colors. Then we'll do some fall foliage, some different paintings. We'll do some florals. And I keep telling them, because I'm colorblind doesn't mean that I don't like color. In fact, I had a lady ask me many years ago in class, come up to me, wanted to know why I hated color so much. And I said, excuse me. She said, well, you're always talking about that it's not as important as values. Well, that didn't constitute hating color. Color without value is, especially into the layout design of a painting, doesn't work a whole lot. Which is the same thing, having the right value, maybe not having the same color is very important also. Anyways, I think that's worth of the demo. Hope you like that, and hope you've learned off of it. And again, if you've never tried one, or if you have tried, try it again. Try it on different, and we're talking about harder surfaces like masonite or saw blade, but you can still paint on those. But I've enjoyed doing this one, and maybe I'll actually get back into oil or palette knife painting. So again, keep painting.